Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Chronicle Vancouver Adjacent by Night. We are back from our mid-season break, and we are ready to go. As a warning, this is a mature game.
Yeah.
We do have a buzzer to mute if we say fuck or shit or, stuff like that. And it explores some
but not those
troubling...
times.
Apparently not.
Very selective.
He hit the wrong button.
Got a mind of its own.
Yep.
Yeah, and then it's like, hits the wrong button, then it's like, so it explores some dark and troubling themes. These may include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, and many others. Our players have discussed consent and boundaries, and we collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. The players will always let me know what makes them uncomfortable by using yellow and red cards in our private chat. If you as a viewer ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause, step away. All of the stuff will be on YouTube later, and you can come back to an episode when you feel ready. Thank you to our wonderful sponsor, Level Up Dice, for giving us the opportunity to share our story with you. Please support them by purchasing their exquisite dice or by spreading the word about them on social media, which will be over there. Haha, I got it right this time. And this week, we're going to highlight the Malkavian dice, which are right here. Oh, shit. There we go. The Malkavian dice. You can pick those up wherever it is. Fuck. There we go. Shit. Malkavians. I don't know. There we go. You can pick those up at the store, which will be in the link over there. So let's introduce our vampires. And random order, Zachary's going first.
Hi, I'm Zachary Vaudo. I'm playing Charlie Lawrence, the Malkavian Primogen.
Other random order, let's go with Lex.
Hi, I'm Lex. I play Cassandra, the Harpy and soon-to-be Toreador Primogen, assuming everything goes well, which it will.
Speaking of Primogen, let's go with Sam.
Hi, I'm Samantha McLarty, and I play the La Sombra Primogen, Elena Cortez. And of course, everything's going to go fantastic. I'm going to make sure of it.
Yeah, that P word keeps coming up. Patrick?
Hi, I'm Patrick Gill. I am playing Harley, the Nosferatu Primogen. I got your back, boss. I got you.
This order was random at all.
I got you.
What? It was totally random. Brennan?
Hi, I'm Brennan. I play Charlotte, the Ventru. You're welcome to all the Primogen who I gave 2 weeks off.
Combo breaker.
Also, the 2 weeks off was jokingly referred to by Charlotte in our Ventru meeting, and it was soundly ripped apart by the European Ventru because they don't understand the concept.
So we're never going on break again.
What a bitch that European vampire must have been. Jeez.
No.
Yes, there's that. During the last 2 weeks of vacation, the coterie has been planning the party, shall we say, I'm going to be taking over as Primogen party of Cassandra. It has been arranged through various means of contacting people here and there to kind of take over the Succubus Club for the evening and allow only VIPs in of the, let's say, most tasty stock for vampires, of the certain resonance of blood that they would be allowed in, and there would be coffee flowing for some reason throughout the club. Like the signature drink for this particular evening will be kind of a caffeinated beverage, a mocha something vodka, etc., etc. So the planning stages are coming to their final bits, and I believe Cassandra would probably be there making sure that everything is looking where it's supposed to look, or everything has its place in the club. So the Succubus Club is in Richmond, and it is an old red brick building. It has multi-layers. It used to be an old theater, and the second layer is essentially set up to look down upon the dance floor so that people can pick and choose which particular bits of prey they want to go along with and feed off of for that particular evening, almost as if vampires set this place up. Succubus Club, didn't see that one coming. I mean, I don't think anyone's really read that Chicago book. It's fine, don't worry about it. So would anyone else be at the club helping Cassandra with the final preparations for the evening?
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'm not all alone.
So
I would probably be there, kind of just scoping it out and checking for, essentially official security stuff.
There are security guards there. They're mostly kind of large, brutish individuals that, through various means of detection, you kind of figure are ghouls. But you're not quite sure who they're ghouls to.
Doesn't matter to me. But yeah, checking that out, checking exits, all the things that a good chief security officer would be.
The main floor has 3 exits, 2, like the large kind of ornate wooden double door that is the main entrance. And there are 2 fire exits, one off the main dance floor, the other kind of hidden away behind the DJ booth. There is a 4th exit that is on the other side of where the like platform would be, where the kindred can look out upon the general population.
Why are you telling us all the exits? What could possibly go wrong tonight?
It's just a thorough description.
I would also like to make sure that there is at least some room somewhere or something like that that is closed off. Only I can go in there.
On the second floor, there are a number of booths off to the one side that are for people to go into and feed. There's also, like, once you go down a hallway, there's a few offices where, like, bands can stow their gear, et cetera, et cetera. And if you wanted, like, one particular room sectioned off for Elena, then yeah, that would be easy enough to procure, especially with the amount of money that Charlotte's throwing at this place.
Perfect.
Yeah, Charlotte spared no expense for this.
No.
Make it rain, Charlotte.
Harley's gone about. He's ditched the laptop for the night, and he went and got himself a older phone and loaded up all of his fun toys and everything else up onto that. And so he's already making sure that he's plugged into whatever surveillance network is available. Whether the proprietor is going to let Harley in or not, Harley is going to be getting into that system.
That's going to require a roll.
Yes, it will.
You're going to destroy it, but it's going to require a roll.
Mm-hmm.
I have faith in you not spending all your willpower at the beginning part of the
I have a feeling I'm going to be needing all of my willpower.
It seems so sure this is going to go poorly.
Oh, well, okay, we're starting off with a bang. That is a 1, 2, 3.
Just say 7. It's fine. It's okay.
Actually, yeah, it's 7 on a messy crit.
A messy crit.
A 7 on a messy crit.
So, You kind of get annoyed that you can't quite make it into the system right away. So you're like hammering on your mini keyboard and you actually snap it in half. But you make it into the system, and I'm not going to give you any hunger just yet.
Okay.
I don't like that at all.
No, that sounds really ominous.
What?
All
Me?
right.
You won't be hungry just yet.
So we're gonna have to do this caveman style and two thumb it the rest of the night. That'll be fine. Yeah, I suppose. But I'm in, and I'll be periodically checking those, and also I would have kept my my eye on ShrekNet, especially tonight. I'm not actively participating in any conversations, but I'm actively monitoring what the hubbub is on the network.
It's pretty standard stuff. There's a lot of scuttlebutt about the Toreador Party that's going to be happening, and there's some mention of, showing up and backing up the toilets with their heads, that sort of thing.
We don't know the place. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thought.
But it would be scandalous to have a Toreador with a non-functioning restroom.
That is a good point. I'm gonna make sure to flag down. I'm gonna have Skip. I'm actually gonna Skip. Get over here.
You just told me to mop over there.
I know. I'm telling you to do something else, and then you can go back to mopping. All right. I need you to get a hold of the head porter, and I need you to tell him that we're gonna be having some unexpected guests trying to vandalize the bathrooms. These are going to be friends that they're going to have a hard time seeing. So if they, I would recommend maybe get an infrared or a thermal camera, actually. Yeah, get a thermal camera and put it in the hallway in front of the bathroom doors. We don't want to be, doing bad things, Skip. Although
you realize it's close to midnight, right?
Get it done. Go.
Where the fuck am I supposed to get an infrared camera now?
Fuck if I know. Make it happen. Go.
What do I look like, MacGyver or something? I can't just throw together some shit with a paper clip and a rubber band.
You are going to end up having a long conversation with Trevor before this night's over with. Now get that fucking camera.
Is this happening sort of out and about, or is this tucked away?
This is tucked away.
Okay.
No, yeah, Harley's found himself a nice little alcove to kind of square off in. All right, look, go talk to Sandra. I'm sure Charlotte's got something somewhere in that fucking building that will work, but if you get something set up, we can have someone keep an eye on any cold spots going in or out of the bathrooms. And if you see a cold spot going to the bathroom and you can't see it with your naked eye, then we got a problem and you need to clear the bathrooms out. Do you understand me, Skip?
Sort of.
Okay. And I text Skip the instructions. Go now.
All right. Yeah, and he wanders off.
All right. Now I'm just gonna keep milling about, just kind of waiting for the festivities to kick off.
All right. So Charlotte, you are, I guess, up on the upper level, looking down at all the busy beavers that are going about their business, preparing.
Of course. Why would I be working?
It being near midnight, you're going to get a text message.
From whomst?
From Abigail.
Oh, my close personal friend Abigail. What does she have to say?
It's a heart emoji, a helicopter emoji, and a calendar emoji.
What did you mean by this?
And then
my
a
God.
couple minutes later, you get one that says, "Can I please, with PLS, borrow a helicopter and pilot for tomorrow?"
Okay. Don't crash it. It's my favorite thing.
And then there's like a K, thanks.
Thumbs up emoji.
Don't need that post-it note anymore.
Should have
All
said
right.
no.
I was fully expecting Charlotte to say, "Where are we going?"
I thought about it. I was like, I don't know if I have time this week.
Then I'd have to drag Brennan on Monday to film the other show when we do it
Which
next
would be
week.
really hard.
Brennan's just going to be on every stream from here
Oh, God.
forward.
So Elena, oh wait, we've dealt with the security already.
Mhm.
So let's slide it over to Charlie. What are you doing when everybody else is scoping out exits and texting other coteries and making sure that all the party streamers are set up where the party streamers need to go?
Wandering. I'm just looking at everything at this point. Everybody's doing something. I'm just
I'm
exploring.
not doing something.
I'm just walking pretty much everywhere and winding up probably places that they don't want me to be in, but I'm just wandering at this point. I'm just like looking at like, what's this door? What's this door? What's this room? What's this room? And just
yeah, there's
investigating, exploring.
There's a bunch of like just standard club stuff. Like there's the bar, various alcohols behind it. There is a familiar face behind the bar though.
Who dat?
It's Maxine.
Hi.
Yeah, hey kid, how's it going? For those of you who haven't played this particular game before, Maxine is a woman who, she could be 40, she could be 60, you can't quite tell. Usually she's completely and utterly in kind of like a, tank top, biker type stuff, like big belt buckle. She's super thin and she has black, almost slightly going gray, kind of feathery hair.
Didn't you work at the, but you're,
Yeah, I had to get another job. And Maxine sounds like she smoked about 1 billion cigarettes. Which is really hard voice to keep going.
I'm glad that you wound up here where we all are again. It's like old times.
It's Vancouver. It's really expensive.
Yeah. I lived in Ontario for a bit and it was better, but it wasn't, missed the ocean.
That's fair.
Hey, how long have you been working here?
Yeah, about a month or so.
You familiar with like the people that are running the place?
Never seen him.
No? Who hired you?
It was like the assistant manager.
And who is that?
It's Bennett.
Bennett. Okay. Hey, we've got probably a lot of important people that are coming through here for this event. Some of them actually came through Mausoleum while we were there, so maybe if you recognize them, if you know them, maybe you can keep an eye, make sure that the important people that we need to keep an eye on are taken care of and not, going off doing shady things by themselves.
It's a Succubus Club. They're always doing shady things by
Well,
themselves.
not shady for the location. I know
I
that's
mean,
probably too broad of a statement.
yeah, that's a little
So,
broad. Well, it's extremely specific, but it's in a broad category.
yeah.
It's like shadier than shady. Like
Yeah.
it's like
I'm gonna check in with you
spookier than spooky. Like I don't
I'm gonna check in with you over the course of the night just to keep track of what important named people have come through, just so we can sort of keep a docket.
Yeah, sure thing, kid.
Okay. And just gonna like wander off from Maxine and then just continue to explore, just bump into the rest of the coterie wherever they are, whether or not they need an additional set of eyes or hands on things, just invading spaces at this point.
That would probably be Cassandra. Cassandra, what do the decorations look like this particular evening? Are we going for Enchantment Under the Sea, or are we going for...
No, it is definitely
Okay.
not an enchanted evening under the water. It is classy. Red is obviously the theme, but it's not all red the way Cassandra does some stuff. There's gold, there's some silver, but it's predominantly Toreador red. Lots of, bejeweled roses, lots of silks, the usual. Just an average party sort of thing.
There's a kind of metric ton of people who are all coming to you for, okay, where do you want this like vase of rose things?
Cassandra has an answer for everything, and it seems very specific. It's like, oh, that goes on that table in the middle. I said the middle.
Here?
Yeah, I said middle, didn't I?
Truth form.
And then, there's people that are double checking stuff. I believe it was Phoebe.
Yes.
Or Persephone. Or it was Phoebe. Yeah.
Phoebe Vickers.
Phoebe is kind of following near around you, kind of like a, someone who's a secretary to you, like kind of taking notes, like, oh, okay, that would go in the center.
Oh, she's my Nicole Richie.
Where are we putting the specific, like the tower of glasses? I don't know what it's called.
That goes on the far wall.
Oh, right. Then she points at somebody. She's like, that goes on the far wall.
She has like a layout in her notebook of where Cassandra's drawn every single thing. Each chair has a spot.
She has a clipboard, and she's like trying to like kind of delegate people as well, but occasionally she gets things slightly wrong, slightly, just a little bit not where Cassandra would put it.
Useless. Cassandra is there, hands on everything. She is delegating, but she seems to have no problem moving chairs, putting down tablecloths. This is her baby now.
And it is getting close to opening time.
Coming along nicely.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's exciting.
Are you good? You're doing a lot.
Well, I mean, everything's got to be, in the right spot. Everything's got to be perfect when you do a party. You'd get it, right? You seem the type.
Yeah. Seems. You've got all these other people to help you do it, though. You're running all over, and.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they're idiots.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, they're great for when you need a table moved from one side to the other, but when you need to know the best spot to put the centerpiece, you need an eye for that sort of thing. That doesn't just come natural to these people.
Okay, I understand.
Good.
How is the rest of the plan coming along?
That we won't know as much until we actually open, but as far as I can tell, it seems to be going on track.
So far, I don't know where everybody else is. The bartender from your old place works here now, and she's gonna keep me updated on the name people that come through.
Oh God, I wonder if she's learned to serve a cocktail yet.
She got hired, so maybe. I mean, she was already at the other place, so it's up in the air at that point, I guess. But we'll find out.
I'm gonna go make sure she knows how to make the signature cocktail tonight. And Cassandra skitters off.
Okay.
In a flurry of red and sparkles.
And Charlie will just continue to wander.
Just so everybody knows who's playing the home game, a flurry of glitter and sparkles is actually a new presence power that I'm making right now. Just poof.
Yeah, Charlie's gonna wander onward to whoever else he runs into. I'm just all over this building.
Yeah, you'd probably run into either Elena or Charlotte next at that particular point.
Is Elena in like sorting out that back room wherever the fuck?
Yeah, I'm probably closing off whatever room it is that I have chosen to be my room.
I'd probably run into Charlotte first then. If Elena's like tucked away. They're just dawdling up to Charlotte at this point. Just Cassandra is just a whirlwind tonight.
I love it. It's like her true form.
Very hands-on with everything. She's teaching the bartender how to make a drink now.
Good. The bartender is probably stupid and doesn't know how.
Spoiler warning, it is not going well.
That was the implication.
Yeah, some people like to delegate, and some people like to make sure everything's done when it needs to be done. Cassandra's just one of those people.
I like to exist in the middle ground there.
Shades of gray.
Are you ready for your part of things tonight?
My part? Yeah, sure. There's a lot of coffee going around. I'm feeling pretty good.
Great. No, I mean, I meant the whole, take advantage of Davenport maybe not being here, or maybe being here and.
Yeah, that's what the coffee's for. It's going to help with that.
Just motivating factors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How are you doing? You don't like the loud music, do you? There's going to be loud music tonight.
I brought earplugs.
That's why I like you. Always thinking. Always using that big brain of yours.
Yeah. I brought earplugs. I think I'm going to be fine. Supposed to be talking with the gangrel later.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, Elena's supposed to help me with that. And I don't know what other clans are going to be here. I think Harley's supposed to talk with the Bruja. And I think that's really the big two that we have to touch on after all the party.
It'll certainly be interesting to see who shows up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I believe I heard Elena say something about some kind of back room that nobody's allowed in. Maybe that's for you if the music is too loud.
What? Well, that'd be nice.
I thought it would be. That's why I prepared it myself.
Oh, where is it then?
It's over there.
Over. Oh, okay. Okay, and I'll just wander away from Charlotte in whatever direction she pointed, whether or not the room is that way.
And you would eventually come across the room that Elena is in.
I'll just push at the door.
I will look over and just kind of smile.
Hi.
Hello.
Charlotte mentioned that there was a room that you were preparing.
More or less, yes. This one is one of them, but I think that I'm going to be ensuring that there are a few that are available should they be needed.
Oh, that's really nice of you.
I'm nice. I believe I've said this once or twice before.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely.
I like your tie.
Thanks. I like your dress.
Thank you. What are you going to do when all of the loudness starts?
I have earplugs. I'm like sorting through my pockets for wherever the hell I put them. I brought earplugs so I don't have to do the napkin thing like at the other club.
And she's just gonna kind of, yes, her outfit has pockets, just letting you know. She's just gonna pull out a pair of earplugs out of her pocket. So then I don't need these, I suppose.
Oh, if I can't find mine, thank you.
You're welcome. If you need them, just let me know, and I can make sure that there are plenty around, just in case. I'm not really sure why, earplugs would fall out of your ears, or why you would need to really replace them. But if you do, they're available.
Maybe if I lose them, that happens sometimes. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
You ready for the gangrel and you wanted to talk to the Maximilian again?
More or less. I believe the gangle will be fine, and Maximilian, we can talk to him if he shows up, or if he doesn't, then we'll do it another time. But yes,
Okay.
that is the plan.
Okay.
Do you know where Harley is by any chance?
No, but I've run into everybody else, so probability dictates that I'll run into him next when I walk away from here.
Understood. Could you let him know when you find him? I don't really want to go looking for him so much because he's probably with, the computer equipment, and I will probably make it not work anymore.
Yeah.
So if you could just tell him that I would like to speak to him sooner rather than later.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I
Thank
can do that.
Thank you. You're very kind.
Well, I'll go get him. And I'll just wander off from that room and follow probability.
And in this case, probability is the storyteller, and you come across Harley next.
Harley is actually kind of hanging around more of the back of the house type areas. So your utility areas, the dishwashing area. He's keeping an eye out for we'll say more Nosferatu friendly avenues of entry, and making sure that there's nothing looking too out of place. Just he's wanting to try to run across those possible troublemakers before they actually cause trouble.
You find nothing so far.
God damn it.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Hey, could you do me a favor real quick? Could you just that dark corner over there, could you take a look at that for me?
That let's walk over in that general direction. That one?
Yeah.
Let me look up Auspex. Give me a sec.
I'm just gonna look at it. And it's a dark corner.
you know, never mind. And I actually will. I'll walk up and just kind of like put my hand into the corner and like pat around.
There seems to be nothing in that particular dark corner that you can find.
Do you want to put a light on the dark corner? Or?
Well, I'm just my cousins like opportunities like tonight to cause trouble, and I've already got a hold of one possible plot, and that's the one that they were publicly talking about. So I'm just wanting to make sure that we don't have any problems, or that Cassandra doesn't have any problems. This is her big night, and I don't want that to. Yeah.
You think that they're gonna try to mess with everything, or
Wouldn't you if Cassandra wasn't your friend and you had an axe to grind?
why would they have an axe to grind with Cassandra?
Well, I'm not saying that they have an axe to grind with her personally. It's a like Nosferatu versus Toreador thing. It's kind of like the Nosferatu have a habit of making fun of the pretty people, and she happens to be having a very big night, and I can promise you that there is at least one Nosferatu in this club right now with not necessarily ill intent, but mostly with mischief on his mind, and I don't like that.
Well, she can see that stuff, so there's that.
She can't be everywhere at once, and
I mean, have you seen her out there? She already is.
But have you ever tried watching like TV and you just keep like cycling through the channels? She can focus on one spot at a time very, very well, but she, like I said, she can't be everywhere, and so
saying.
I'm just if I'm a little high strung, I've got a lot on my plate tonight, so
yeah, because you got to talk with the Bruja too, on top of all of this stuff.
Yeah, so yeah, just keep an eye out for things. We can do everything that we want to plot and plan and make sure that this is going to work, but then things, old habits, Murphy's Law, yeah, I don't want that to happen tonight. So
okay. I can't really see the invisible stuff that well, but I can keep an eye on things for things that come up too weird, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. So something just isn't sitting right with me tonight. I don't know.
Is it because of the Nosferatu thing or because of other stuff?
Other stuff. I don't know. I'm worried.
What are you worried about?
Just in general. We're in a bad spot. Even though we feel like we're in control, we're in a bad spot. And I still don't think that we are. I know for a fact we're not out of the woods yet, and we're still getting yanked around.
Yeah, that's why we're doing this.
I know, but I still think that the ever present they are we're still on their track. That's what I'm worried about.
Well, then we have to make tonight work so that we won't be.
And that is why I'm doing the Lone Watchman bit.
Okay. Okay, well, you have to not be alone for maybe like 5 minutes because Elena told me that she wanted to talk to you.
Okay.
And she wasn't going to come over here and mess up all your computers, so you have to not be here.
I show Charlie my pwn phone. No, this is all I've got on me tonight. The high tech stuff is back at my place.
Oh, okay. I could have brought her over here then. Well, she's over back this way.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So just, hey, one last thing. How's she doing?
She's fine, I think.
Okay. All right.
She tells me that she's fine.
How is she doing? That's what she says and how she is are two different things. How is she doing?
She says she's fine, and she seems like she's fine.
All right.
I feel like she's fine. She's been really nice lately, like really, like planning ahead.
Mm-hmm. Okay, just
very thoughtful.
All right. Just keep an eye out. I gotta go, and I'm gonna just kind of give a little curt nod to Charlie, and I'm gonna. I think I've got a pretty good idea where Elena has her little bunker set up.
It's yeah, it's fairly obvious. It's the one with the dark cloud.
Mm-hmm. So I just kind of stand outside the door.
I have to get these La Sombra jabs in.
I'm sure there's going to be jabs aplenty tonight.
Oh, there will.
So I
wait till the other Toreadors show up.
I stand outside the door of the room and I kind of knock on the door frame.
And she's just gonna look at you. And hello, Harley.
Hey.
Do you mind come inside and shut the door?
Okay. And I up and down, and I go in, close the door. If it's got a lock, I lock it. If it doesn't have a lock, I grab the nearest piece of heaviest furniture and move it in front of the door.
There's a lock for it, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Are any of your little friends around right now? Just curious.
Guys, seriously, anyone in here right now, I would really appreciate it if you could do me a solid.
You hear, fine, and then one kind of materializes from the corner that was by the door. He unlocks the door and he walks out, leaving the door like wide open.
Asshole. And I go and I close the door, lock it again. I need to learn how to see them.
It would probably be a good idea.
Yeah.
So, you do remember what I told you?
Of course.
Should he present himself here, you need to bring him to me. Try not, if possible, don't let anyone else see that he has showed up.
Understood. Alright. I will... That is item number 1 on my list of priorities. Okay. And I need you to know I've got... I don't know when the Bruja are going to show up. And I've got some Nosferatu causing problems and they're problems that I don't know about, but I know that they're happening because I know about the one that they publicly let slip. So there's more. I'm gonna do what I can to get that to happen.
Do you think that you'll be able to handle the Bruja yourself? Or would you like company in doing that?
No,
do you need my help?
I've got that.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. This is for Cassandra. This is for the plan. this is I know we're I'm playing with like a loaded gun and like a very, very sharp knife at the same time, so trust me, nothing stupid. I promise.
Good. Should you need any assistance, though, you should let me know.
Then likewise.
Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. If any of your cousins, whatever, if they should cause substantial problems, then I would also appreciate it if you would send them to me. Don't worry. Don't.
Okay.
It's just better if you don't. Do we understand each other?
When you say don't worry, do you... I'm not going to have to get a shot back. If...
You're asking too many questions right now, Harley.
And I just open the door. I don't even say goodbye. I close the door behind me and I go.
As you leave out of that particular room, you hear from the main floor, like, doors open in 10. Everybody get ready. Doors open in 10. It's getting near midnight. It's a goth club. Everybody knows that doesn't pick up until midnight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Obviously.
GST, Goth Standard Time.
Unless Harley is needed for anything. Actually, Harley's gonna text the group real quick. Does anybody need me for anything before doors open?
Just the usual.
Also, we actually have an in-character group chat on Discord if you want to hop on the Patreon.
This is quicker, though, doing it this way. And that way,
I'm just letting everybody know
Yeah.
about the conversation that led up to this particular scene, which is hilarious.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Mm-hmm. It was fun. It was fun. So, all right. So if no one else needs Harley for anything, I'm going to find a dark corner and I'm going to rouse for unseen passage. And goes to the machine. Is
rouse
active.
check.
Yep.
And everybody, when they say rouse, they should definitely roll their R's.
Rouse.
It's classier. We're at a Toreador party, right?
Oh,
like the R.
Yes. No, let's not start the R conversation again.
Why not?
So yeah, I failed my rouse, so I'm at hunger 2 now.
Hey, you gotta eat something, pal.
Hey,
come on, you gotta get on this.
Okay.
You want to be all fancy and shit for the Toreador, so you gotta fucking eat. Otherwise, you're gonna be leaving messes all over the place.
Actually, you know what? Tell you what. After the party gets started, we'll take a break. We'll find a quick snack. Promise.
Well, excuse me, Sir Harley von Succubus.
That's a new one. Okay, props, dude.
Harley's a total sellout at this point. He's got a monkey suit. He's at Toreador parties.
Then Charlotte starts talking to Harley's beast somehow. I don't know what's going on.
Oh no. So
yeah. I am in there.
Mm-hmm. Patrick's got major issues with his beast.
I love every minute of it, though. Wouldn't have it any other way. So I'm gonna unseen passage, and I'm gonna find. I'm gonna just go with the flow of the crowd. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna keep my distance. Just kind of keep an eye on who's being pathetically on time and who's fashionably late.
Okay. For Obfuscate, I actually kind of homebrew it ever so slightly. I'm not sure exactly how it says in the V5 book, but I go kind of off the old LARP rules for it, where obfuscate basically it messes with everybody's minds around you.
Okay.
So if you stay in the corner, people will actually kind
Avoid.
of instinctively
okay, gotcha.
avoid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's like if you stay in the corner, then people will, and if you like kind of start walking a little slowly through the crowd, it'll kind of move around you.
Oh, we'll do that, but I'm gonna stick to the periphery regardless. I'm not gonna try to Moses my way through our big throng of sweaty dancing bodies. That ain't gonna happen.
Okay, yeah, that'll be a little bit more difficult too, because people generally don't pay attention to where they're looking when they're dancing.
Right.
Especially at this goth club, it's weird. People be like picking apples off the tree, looking at it, and then tossing it away. It's weird dancing. So the doors are actually starting to open. The assistants are opening the doors and ushering some people in. The first wave of people are kind of not kindred at all. There may be like a ghoul or two mixed in there that you may have seen at other particular soirees, but it seems to be all just humans for the first wave, because Toreadors show up fashionably late.
I'm gonna, hearing like Harley's words from earlier, I'm gonna wander up to like try to find Cassandra. Just like sort of like a drive-by note, like, oh hey, the thing that you do where you can see the stuff that's kind of obscured, just sort of like keep that running. Like,
because I don't have anything else I'm doing. Yeah.
It's like it's like a background. It's like a background activity. It's just sort of there. You know, you've already. It's yeah. I'm gone.
Never hosted a party in his life.
We are already a mess, guys.
Yeah, Charlie just wandered up to the host of a party in an already stressful situation and is like, hey, I want you to be even more stressed. Think you can do that for me? Thanks.
Hey, guess what? You have a real job now. This hosting thing?
I live in stress 24/7. Join me.
I bet he's never even been invited to a party.
Man, I got to turn that into a t-shirt. Charlie's stressed 24/7.
I am not going to do that because while I value Charlie's opinion, I don't really value it right now.
And the Toreador claws have come out already.
This is what we call playing the game not smart. What a great out of character idea. I don't do it.
Playing the game honestly.
There's it's a few minutes later and you're kind of noticing one or two kindred in the crowd, one or two kind of ever so slightly moving unnaturally, not exactly human, but really close. And Phoebe comes up to Cassandra and is like, you see that one? And she points to a woman who has like kind of a blonde bob haircut with like a gold dress on that's like really, it's not super flowy, but it flows in certain areas. It's very stylish. It's not quite this year's fashion. Scandal. She's like, that is Sydney. That's Sydney Riley. She's like a Toreador. She doesn't really have that much status. I think she's still learning.
All right. So Cassandra's gonna head up to Sydney.
Oh, Cassandra, this is your party, right?
Yeah, I'm so glad you could make it.
Well, I was considering not showing up, but it
would have been a shame.
Seemed like an important thing to do.
I think it's going to be a pretty important night.
Oh, do tell.
Well, you never know how things go. It sort of depends who all makes it. I love your dress, by the way. It's almost vintage in its way.
Oh, yeah. I picked it up recently. Your dress is just great, by the way.
Thank you.
And a
Did
tiara.
you bring any?
What an interesting fashion choice.
Well, everyone deserves a tiara. Did you bring any friends with you, or are you here all by yourself tonight?
Oh, I'm just here by myself tonight.
Well, I'm sure you'll make some new friends, meet interesting people while you're here.
Maybe you and I could be friends at some point.
I think I'd like that.
I mean, some of us don't hang around with the Nosferatu, but, I think I can make do.
I mean, you never need your tech troubleshot. My phone is always messed up.
Yeah, you should probably learn how to fix that.
Why would I fix that?
Independent woman and all that.
Yeah, independent women hire other people to do things for them.
I suppose. Well, enjoy the rest of your party.
You too.
And she wanders off through the crowd.
That went well.
Cassandra wins.
And now Maxine has to swap out all of the cream behind the bar because it all curdled.
Yeah.
Damn, right?
She opens up one of the creamers and it just like slides out.
How did that happen?
It's like spraying down the wall with Toreador in here. So
I'll continue to kind of make the rounds throughout everything that happens.
There's a few like odd characters here and there, but not quite any kindred as of yet, other than Sydney.
Cassandra is getting perturbed.
It's still early-ish, vampire speaking, really. Like it's just past midnight, probably about 12:30, kicking around at this point.
Okay.
What is everyone else doing?
Charlotte appears to be doing nothing, as she has not moved from that spot in her perch. But she's actually very carefully, like she's situated herself so she can see the door. And she's keeping track of everybody who's walked in.
Nice.
But she looks like she's doing nothing.
I can extremely picture this in my mind. Like you're just kind of looking at your phone, but the way you have your phone set, you can like see just over it to the door.
Oh. She'll know anybody who comes in, basically.
Elena, are you still sequestered?
No, Elena is probably has perched herself. The room was like down kind of like a corridor, right?
Yeah, the room is down like a corridor if you go off.
So she would have been at the entrance of the corridors where she could see the actual party happening, and she's just kind of leaned up against like the edge of the entrance, watching, taking note of who's there, who's not there. I think everybody is at this point taking note of who is showing up.
Yeah. You would hear kind of a nice party beside you.
You know, it's not very polite to do, but just doing what you're doing right now, it's just not very polite.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can't really go down there because of the, the
I understand
John Cena.
that.
I prefer the John Cena way of doing things. You know what I'm saying?
But can you not do that thing? I know that there is a thing that certain ones like you, to where you look like someone else. Can't you do
No.
that?
Yeah, I can't really do that.
Perhaps one day you will be able to, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. I got high hopes. It's fine.
So...
Plus, even with that up, people would see the wetness that I'd leaving behind because I just got done dunking my head in all the toilets in the washroom.
You better not have made them dirty.
Oh, no. They're perfectly fine. Maybe a little clogged ever so slightly, but, do what I can.
Okay, so I'm gonna need you to undo whatever it is that you did, because if things go poorly tonight, and I'm just gonna look over and find Cassandra, and I'm just gonna point at her. You see that one right there?
That one
the
right
really
there?
pretty one. Yes, the really pretty one in the pretty red dress with the tiara.
Yeah,
Yeah?
she's the only one with the tiara.
Mm-hmm. If things go poorly and she is upset, and it happens to be because you decided to play in the toilets, you might not necessarily make it to be able to change your appearance to look like other people. Do you understand what I'm saying to you right now?
So you're Mr. Bigglesworth, is what you're saying.
So I'm Mrs. Losing My Patience.
Right.
You want to stay on good terms with someone that is losing their patience and not afraid to find a vacuum cleaner.
Gonna get a manipulation and intimidation roll from him.
Yeah. Fuck yes. It's a roll.
And he's gonna defend with his social pool of fuck all.
I was gonna say.
I have such high dice on this one too.
Yeah. Like
Weird.
he's rolling in them. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Yeah, you won.
I did. I don't have to roll.
What's
Okay.
your pool?
I have 5.
Take half, you automatically win.
Yeah, you can take half. You automatically win.
But 2 of these were crits.
Oh, well, there you go. Then.
Okay, then yeah. Okay, let's go with that.
So he loses as hard as possible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's go with whichever one's higher.
Oh yeah.
Because I rolled a bestial failure. No
Sad.
successes, and this bad boy came up. Where is it? There it is.
Buddy's about to have a bad night.
And what did Elena
Yeah.
get?
5, I think.
Mhm.
5 crit.
Well,
Yeah.
technically it's 6 because I did get
Oh.
1 success, 2 of them were crits.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I'm gonna go unclog the toilets now.
good.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean.
Very good.
I was just trying to inconvenience her. Really, just like.
No, let's not
Big
do that.
guy.
And if any more of your friends decide that it is to take it upon themselves to inconvenience her or to try to sabotage tonight in any way, shape, or form, do
Oh
me
yeah,
a favor
yeah.
and
I'll
tell
take
them
care.
not
I'll dude,
to
no
do
worries.
that.
I'll,
You
yeah,
don't
I'll
want
take-
me to come look for you should it happen, because
I
I'm
get
going to
it.
assume. Yes, good.
And he's like inching away from you, like. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
And she goes back to propping up on the at the entrance.
Doing the high school lean, like
Yep.
at the dance. Yeah. Lane is the chaperone.
I figured Grandpa Charlie would be our chaperone.
Charlie's just wandering the whole party.
Yeah.
He's just wandering, like looking at everybody, just like putting himself in the mix of things just to make sure that he can keep an eye on things, but not actively engaging in anything either. It's just sort of existing. Like he sees like Charlotte or Elena or Cassandra just wave and keep doing his thing. But he's being right in the middle in case anything needs to be immediately addressed.
Okay.
And also just
And-
keeping an eye out for anybody that, is significant, aka part of our plan tonight.
And Harley,
Yes, sir.
are you wandering through everybody, just sticking to your corner?
I'm wandering on the outer edge, keeping an eye out for preferably Victor Davenport.
He's not supposed to be appearing this evening.
I know,
Ain't he
but-
preferably?
But if he happens to show up, that's item number 1, and then item number 2 would be the Bruja Primo.
Right. So Phoebe wanders up once again to Cassandra, and she's like, okay, I didn't think that he was going to be showing up, but that guy over there is Obadiah Ferguson. He's Ventru. He's like pretty good status wise.
Sorry, just writing names down. All right. And Cassandra's gonna head up.
And Obadiah is not short, like super short, but he's about 5'3" somewhere around there. He's got kind of blonde, kind of slick back hair, almost a military cut. And he's wearing like a pinstripe suit. Cassandra.
Obadiah, I didn't think you were going to come tonight.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And
he offers
yours.
his hand. And he kisses your hand. What a lovely venue for a party.
Yeah, we were lucky to snag it. It's been in pretty high demand lately.
I've heard of other succubus clubs in various locales.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever been to one before?
I have not. This is my first succubus club.
Wow, mine too.
So I am in good company then.
Always in good company when you're around us.
Fair enough. So I hear that you're making kind of a play to be a Toreador Primogen.
Well, that's certainly the hope. It's been sort of a vacant position the last little while from what I hear.
It has.
That just doesn't seem right to me.
I've heard that there are other Ventru at this particular venue this evening.
Absolutely. Have you met my good friend Charlotte?
I have not had the pleasure as of yet.
Would you let me introduce you?
Of course. And he sticks out an elbow.
And she takes it.
And there is a metal winding staircase up to the second level where Charlotte is basically keeping an eye on everybody.
I'm going to walk him up.
Oh, after you.
Thank you. Charlotte?
Yes, Cassandra, dear.
I wanted to introduce you to my new and hopefully very good friend, Obadiah
Ferguson. I know exactly who you are. I don't think we've met.
Oh, we have not. Charlotte, I see my reputation precedes me.
Actually, I've worked for your company before. It's been a long time. You wouldn't even recognize me. I've kind of made a come up since then.
Well, I hope my company treated you with all the respect that you deserve.
All of the respect I deserve, absolutely. Not a problem. How are you today? How's business?
Business is good. We are in shipping actually now.
Shipping, are you?
Yes. And receiving.
You haven't been doing business with that positively awful Alexander Industries, have you?
We have not.
Oh, consider yourself lucky.
Yeah. Actually, I was recently hired there as the CEO. Turns out that the whole thing was a slush fund.
It's sometimes some of our kind does that sort of thing. It keeps the money flowing so that, I don't know how, with all these fees and everything, these particular governments are putting on things. It was so much better under the case system.
See, that's the problem, is that I had my people look into it, and the money was most certainly not flowing. It was actually terrible for our own personal economy.
That's
It's
dreadful.
it's a wonder that Davenport would even run such an organization.
Yes, that is curious.
But here I am talking about business. This is a party. What are you here? I'm sure you're here to have fun.
Oh, I'm here to pay my support to, I believe Cassandra is making her attempt to become a primogen.
Oh, yes, she did tell me a thing or two about that. Are you excited, Cassandra?
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
It is your night. And might I say that the party is just lovely. Look at that vase. It's just perfectly placed in the center of that table.
Oh, thank you.
Cassandra, give me a wits and awareness.
Don't make me murder a Nosferatu right now.
It is no longer in the center of the table.
Oh, dare it not be in the
successes.
center. 3, yeah.
It is still in the center, but it is twisted ever so slightly, and you can see the crinkles of the placement underneath it, as if somebody just went up and went, eh, and the like tablecloth kind of twisted ever so slightly underneath it.
Cassandra, your face.
I mean, it all just sort of came together on its own. These things have a way of doing that.
The decorations look lovely.
Well, thank you. Listen, let me leave the two of you to discuss business or whatever else. I will be around. I'm sure I'll see you both later.
Always a pleasure.
And you. And Cassandra walks off like everything's totally fine, and then immediately fixes this horrible, horrible mistake against humanity that's occurring.
There's like the little squiggly black line above Cassandra's head, like in the old Archie comics. It's pretty close. It's almost and then you have to like smooth out the tablecloth a little bit around it. Yeah, it's a bad scene.
This is not an omen of things to come. Everything will be fine.
And as a storyteller note, I would have thrown the Toreador Bane on her if she had left that the way it was.
Never.
And meanwhile, while that's being fixed, Charlotte, nothing in particular, but she'd be continuing to bash Victor, and also put over the fact that she's basically been his second in command for much of the past year. So just planting seeds.
Planting the seeds. Do you think we should have a board meeting at some point soon? We haven't had one of those in quite some time.
I think it's getting to that point.
I understand.
I was actually recently a part of a large meeting featuring a bunch of Ventru from all over the world, and their eyes are on this city.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't seem to have been invited to said meeting.
It's highly exclusive. Mostly people who are just... what did he say? That the city of Vancouver was becoming stagnant?
Oh.
And it was essentially a special group of people who are dedicated to moving things along. So not to say that I'm a good friend to have, but I'm a good friend to have.
Well, if you need help or resources in moving things along in Vancouver, please don't hesitate to... And he like reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out...
Simultaneously, she reaches into her jacket pocket. They trade cards.
The Ventru mating dance.
They like hit each other, and somehow there's like some kind of Ventru discipline that they flip hands automatically, and then they go back
Secret
into
handshake.
Yeah, this is the secret handshake.
I look forward to cross-pollination.
Indeed. And if you know of any investments that are good that are coming up soon, then also don't hesitate to let me know. I would like to get in on the ground floor of certain things. I'm sure you can understand.
Of course. I am in real estate after all.
It's a good, that is definitely a good investment in this particular city.
Always is.
Getting more expensive.
Well, I won't keep you with boring business. I hope you find a nice person to dance with.
So, what is on the menu this evening?
Oh, well, there's simply a delicious drink that Cassandra has prepared. One of my favorites actually features it's a coffee alcoholic beverage. All of the dancers on the floor will be partaking. So...
I understand. Well,
it comes highly recommended.
It has been a pleasure.
The pleasure was mine.
And he takes his leave. And that, I believe, seems like a good time for a bit of a break.
As soon as he like turns away, she's got like a big smile and she goes.
And then goes back to her phone, like keeping an eye on the door. Yeah.
I was muted.
You're gonna make me murder Nosferatu for that centerpiece.
Mm-hmm. Someone's gonna die for it.
Yep.
So, now seems like a good time for a break. So let's do that, and then we will be back in just about 5 minutes. have returned. Hello. Welcome back. The Toreador Party is going completely and utterly according to plan. There were, Nosferatu heads in toilets, intimidation, slightly misplaced flower arrangements, the usual.
They did that to themselves.
That's the worst thing that could happen.
It's all uphill from here.
Yep.
And then eventually, you more hear them than you see them coming in at first. But there's a group of 3 people clad in leather jackets, because it's clan leather jacket time. And you hear like, well, shit. Isn't this a fancy fucking party?
I'll look around for Harley, even though I'm pretty sure he's not visible.
Yeah, Harley's probably
Harley gives the nod and obfuscate.
Oh, yeah. If it wouldn't break obfuscate, he probably actually would get his phone out and send out a group text.
That wouldn't break it.
Okay.
As long as you're doing it like really slowly type thing, like you can see. The way I kind of run it is when you're obfuscated, you can kind of see through yourself a little bit, but you can see what you're doing. It's fine.
All right, so I'll just text the group. Showtime. Leather jacket emoji. Thumbs up emoji.
I can't see that.
I send a heart.
Yeah,
just type
little,
Or that.
little square and a question mark. Little square and a question mark.
I'll just type. Where do we bring them?
Off the main floor.
Understood. I'm going to... Well, first I'm going to scan the room and make sure that Victor Davenport is still not present. Nope.
There is no Victor Davenport present.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Okay. I'm going to go while still obfuscated. If I have to roll to try to sneak up behind... I would have gotten the like the physical description of the Bruja Primogen, right? Yeah.
You would have, yeah.
Okay, so and he's obviously one of the 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the guy that's in the lead.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna try to sneak up to him while still obfuscated, and I'm gonna whisper, "Upstairs, please."
That's going to require some kind of a roll. I just haven't decided what it is yet.
Is it Dex Athletics to dodge the elbow this dude's gonna throw?
Probably, yeah.
That's what I do. People sneak up on me in a game.
Let's see. For a
Throw them bows.
discussion in a loud club that you're trying to whisper to maintain your obfuscate.
Yeah.
No, he's getting right in his ear.
Getting right up close.
Yeah.
This is some ASMR invitation.
Upstairs, please.
I follow that disembodied voice.
I've got a story for this later.
I hit those plosives.
Yeah, are we gonna kind of get Brennan to do ASMR from this point on?
Gotta fill out the Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, between that and Charlie's Instagram,
$50 tier. Yeah.
Let's go with the composure and stealth.
Ooh, this is a good one. I like that. That's a nice mix. This sucks, but it's a nice mix.
That's actually a good description in our chat.
Mm-hmm.
That somebody put that the description that Harley got for the Bruja Primogen is male will be wearing a leather jacket.
really narrow it down.
Yeah, pretty much sums it up. The description I was actually going to go with is that all 3 of them, despite the fact that one of the people in this particular group is female or female presenting, they're essentially kind of like a blood brother, because it's like they all kind of look the same. They kind of have like different colored spiky hair. leather jackets, jeans on, black jeans, 1 success.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to get you to roll that dexterity and athletics to dodge out of the way of the elbow that's coming. Actually, it's going to be a head that's coming at you because you're getting really close. So he's just going to smash you with his head.
Don't start a bar brawl.
I'm going to roll willpower.
Oh, no.
No.
We should have never taken that break.
It's the break's fault.
2.
Cassandra, don't call it a comeback.
All I have to say is there was a certain Ventru that warned you about this shit.
Mm-hmm.
What breaks will do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's that. Well, you got how many successes?
2.
You're going to take a superficial damage as a head cracks into your head.
I am
and your
beelining.
obfuscate comes down.
I'm beelining because I was watching them the moment they came in, and suddenly I just watched Harley pop out of thin air after the headbutt. I was like, so I'm just beelining over to them. I'm like, hey, whoa,
fuck, man.
Hi.
Why are you getting up all in my business?
Hey, hi. Sorry.
And who the fuck is this guy?
Malkavian Primogen, Charlie Lawrence. Hi.
Masquerade.
Elaine is just watching.
Harley. Hi.
Great. It's like a Primogen council meeting in here.
Well,
check this shit out.
Well, less formal. Wanted to extend an invitation to you. Thought maybe we'd do so a little less invasive, but turned into one of those things. As you said, this is Harley. He is the Nosferatu Primogen, and Harley had wanted to have a conversation with you, and we're very glad that you made it.
You could have asked, and he kind of picks you up off the ground.
That was what
Harley
for.
He kind of dusts you off, and he slaps you right in the face, and he's like, "Next time, just ask, would you?"
We're learning so much about each other. Harley, do you want to take our friends here upward? From what I hear, the dancers are their dancers are drinking a really nice coffee cocktail. If you like energy, there's that. We could send some of them up that way. But Harley will take you.
Yeah, I ain't eating any of this fancy shit.
Oh, it's not fancy. It's very, very
Oh, I wasn't talking about the drink.
Oh, okay. That's a different story.
All right, if you will follow me.
Yeah, sure. Why not? You're
I will lead them up the metal.
The metals. Yeah, the spiral staircase.
Yep. Hello.
Elena's gonna send a text message because she's been watching. She's just gonna send a text message. Under control? ?
I am engaged in conversation with the Bruja Primogen and not checking my phone.
I'll reply. I think so with a smiley face, but it's like the colon parenthesis smiley face. So yeah, I sent that text message, and then I'm going to head over towards Maxine at the bar. Let's go. Hey, 2 things. 1, anybody interesting or important pass by?
that one. She's pointing at the Bruja Primogen.
Great, cool. That leads into number 2. Could you pick a not one of us person and have them bring up I don't know, a Natty Light or PBR or something to him, but drink it on the way up there, not just actually bring it to him.
Okay. Ew, for one.
Yeah, it's not my choice either.
Why aren't you guys... What? There's blood here. You know that, right?
Yeah, we're talking about flavoring it. Unless you have already
3
imbued.
Have we covered ew? I think we covered ew.
It's not my choice.
Is it his choice?
I don't know. I'm trying to be hospitable.
Then why don't I just... Okay. He's one of them leather jacket types, right? You guys...
Yeah.
Some of you like leather jackets, is what I'm saying.
I mean, they're comfy, I guess. But...
So she reaches down, into what you can only be described as a water damaged like box that's underneath the thing, and she comes up with like a cracked like mason jar, and she dumps like some of the blood drink into it and then hands it over to you like, here, give him that, you should probably appreciate it, it's fine, don't worry about it.
What is it?
What you drink, I think.
Just kind of sniff it.
It smells like blood.
Okay. And
It doesn't smell like great blood, but it's blood.
I'll walk up the stairs, like to follow Harley up, just literally to hand the drink off to the brew.
And Charlotte, who's continuing to watch from her nest like a hawk, has seen all of this go down, and she's actually sent for strippers from the dive bar across the street.
Wow. Okay. Didn't see that one coming.
Oh God! Wow.
Yeah, good. All right. So yeah,
They seem like his type.
They all follow
This
Harley.
is why Steve explained where all the exits are. So we can
True
sneak in
story.
strippers.
Stripper
Charlotte's
exits.
the real MVP tonight, guys.
Isn't she always?
That was a clutch move, yeah.
I'll lead them upstairs. If there is a semi-secluded room or booth,
There's a few now.
Kind of gesture them over.
Yeah, there's you know, like one of the offices that is on the way to where Elena had her kind of thing. It's like, it's not really an office, it's more just like kind of a leftover storage room that there's like a few things in.
Yeah. So I'll kind of usher them in if Charlie is still, or if Charlie handed off the blood, and if he's still up there, kind of like give him the thumbs up.
Yeah, I haven't caught up to you yet, but
Okay.
pretty much I'll be up there shortly.
Okay. Well, I'll wait for Charlie to get up there before closing the door behind us.
Yeah, so I'll just walk up and like extend to like the brew house and like, I was told that this from the bar would be to your liking.
He like grabs it, it's a mason jar, so he's like, that was all right, and he smashes it against the wall.
Perfect, my job is done and I will leave.
All right, and I usher them into the office and kind of close the door behind us.
So what, you gonna try to kill us?
No.
That seems like a really dumb idea.
No, why would I do that?
I don't know. Why does any of us fucking do anything?
And I mean, I three on the other two joined us, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and 3 on 1. I'm a Nosferatu. I'm not stupid, but
Yeah, but you are sneaky.
well, yeah. Sorry about that. When I try not to show off too much, but all right. Look, what's your guys' opinion on the city in general?
It's too fancy. Much like this party.
Well, it's
The strippers knock on the door.
and Harley doesn't know this is going on. We're occupied.
Yeah, they knock again.
Fuck's sake! I didn't get up and I opened the door. What? Oh, hi.
Yeah, we were sent here by a Charlotte, I think. They tipped us really well. They told us to come here.
We're busy. Look, go down to the bar. Tell the bartender that you can have 2 or 3 rounds on the house. You guys can do what you need to do later. This needs to happen quickly.
Yeah, you're just telling us to tell the bartender that it's going to be on the house, and I don't really believe that. Is there like a name that goes along with this?
Harley.
Something?
Harley.
Right. Okay. And then they're going to go down to the bar.
All right. So, the city's too fancy. You don't like the party. You didn't have to come to the party.
Yeah, you see, I kind of did, because all this kindred fucking backstabby horse shit. It's all, if you're not seen at the party, then you're like not as important and all that other crap status. Just fucking garbage.
I'm inclined to agree with you on that one, even though I'm wearing the monkey suit too. It's part of the job, unfortunately.
I mean, I even heard that Nick Zidane might be showing up.
Yeah, totally. Her and I are like that. You didn't know that?
You must be new, kid.
I'm not.
Nobody's like that with her.
Well, I've been down there to talk to her at least once, and I'm
you got me beat. All right,
so,
yeah, I guess so. That makes sense.
We'll say I'm higher up on the food chain than you are in that regard, at least for just a second. So, look.
Don't make me hurt you.
You already did, but we'll try to avoid future progression down that road. How's that? So, look.
Yeah, last time I checked, this ain't no Elysium, so.
I know that. And trust me, I know that. But out of respect for Cassandra, we're gonna keep the hostilities down to an acceptable level. I've got no truck with you guys.
Yeah, she'd have to talk about that to me specifically, but it's okay. I don't really deal with middlemen.
Okay, well, this is me talking to you on behalf of the Nosferatu, speaking to you, the Bruja representative on the council. This is...
Yeah, I don't really do councils either, necessarily.
Okay. So...
I just kind of show up whenever they fucking decide that they want to do all this politicky crap.
So Hazoon yanks your leash and you come showing up to court.
Again, don't make me hurt you.
Truth, though, I would do the same, right? We're all kind of stuck in the same leaky, shitty boat, right?
Go on.
What if we didn't have to be?
I'm listening.
What if I told you that I myself am not totally 100% on board with Vancouver and its current, we'll say, leadership structure and political affiliation?
I'd say that would probably be a not smart thing to tell somebody who you just met.
However, it's also a smart thing to be able to read the room, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
So far, you haven't whipped out your phone to, narc on me for having this conversation in the first place, right?
Why would I do that in front of you?
Well, point taken. However, that being said, I mean, I'm not the only one in this city that's inclined to think in the same manner.
Go on.
I think that it's time for a change. Something that you yourself, I think, would be very inclined to at least support at face value. You want to be left alone and not get dragged into kindred politics, right?
Something along those lines.
All right. Well, what if all you had to do is just look after you and yours?
I already do that.
But what if you didn't have to kiss the ring?
Go on.
I'm just saying.
What do you have in mind is what I'm saying. Like, let's get the fucking horse shit.
Law of averages.
Roundabout 15 different ways of saying the same goddamn thing. Crap.
All right. Law of averages. Hazoon's just one person. One or two primogen. All right. Whatever. Swat us like flies. But what if there were influential individuals outside of just two primogen and not even individuals on the council? One of them might have been mentioned earlier, who might be inclined to accept this kind of government to where the Camarilla is not involved. The Anarchs, whatever. The Sabbat, stay the fuck out. That's the one guarantee. Mutual defense against the Sabbat. You look after you and yours, I look after me and mine. Any issues pop up, the council hashes it out. There's no ivory tower breathing down our necks. There's no Justicar, Archon, whatever. The Camarilla can't be everywhere. Right?
They can. But they're generally pretty slow.
Exactly. Sit on it. Let it percolate.
Yeah, I'll think about it. Gotta pay my respects to the hostess, though.
I would definitely advise you do so. It is her party, and she
can cry if she wants to. Yeah, I get it.
She's going to be the new Toreador Primogen.
You're going to cry, too, if it happened to you. That's all I'm saying. And he, like, turns around and he's going to leave.
I'm going to be following close behind. I'm gonna make sure that he does as he says, and he's going to go pay Cassandra respects.
All right. Yeah, so eventually the large Bruja individual walks up to Cassandra. And he makes a huge sarcastic show of, like, he kind of moves his legs to be in a curtsy, and he's like, I believe you're the hostess.
I think that means you're supposed to kiss my hand.
Does it?
I think that's this usual convention. I'm going to take his hand and I'm going to do that awkward handshake.
I'm just going to stand here and watch her rub him into the fucking ground.
But I'm not going to let go of his hand. I'm going to use it to draw us much, much closer together. I'm so glad you could make it.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad to be here, all things considered.
I know it's probably not your sort of scene, but it's appreciated.
It's not at all my kind of scene. In fact, you should come to one of my parties.
I bet you have fun parties.
We do, in fact, have fun parties.
I would come to one of your parties.
All right.
But I wouldn't wear a tiara.
But that's the best part.
Then I guess I'll wear a tiara.
Yeah, we're throwing a little shindig in a couple of weeks. You should pop by.
I'd love to. Will you be providing specialized drinks for me, since I see my bartender provided one for you?
What do you drink? Yeah, you're not one of them vegans, are you?
Oh, God, no. Come on.
Yeah.
Just because we live in Vancouver doesn't mean everyone has to be a hippie.
You'd be surprised, but hippies can be kind of tasty, really. You know, you get the ones that have been out in the woods for a while, and they come back. They, they've been partaking. They've been a friend of the hookah, as they say.
Have you been to my art gallery yet?
No.
You should come. We get some of the best hash in the city.
Really?
It's not art if you're not smoking.
I would have thought that, the old art gallery thing probably would have been a little, if you catch my meaning.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of that in every dark corner. I'm sure you're familiar with what happens in the dark corners.
I mean, you put powder to water and make paint or whatever, so I'm guessing 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Fair. So, are those your friends over at the bar? The 3 ladies in the mini skirts, I think you would call those?
Close to mini skirts, I'm guessing. I don't know.
I will actually break off and I will go grab them before they've done too much damage in bottle service at the bar, and I will actually ferry them back over to the leather-clad individuals.
If they're not your friends, I'm sure they could be.
They knocked on the door and said somebody named Charlotte sent them.
Charlotte thinks of everything.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know who the fuck Charlotte is.
I wouldn't worry too much about her if I were you.
Mostly I only pay attention to upper crust movers and shakers, primogen or whatnot.
It's a solid policy to have.
Right?
At the end of tonight, I'm very much hoping to be one of those.
Well, good luck with that. Considering the clan you're trying to be primogen of, you got to be worried about, and he because you still have a hold of his hand.
Yeah.
He kind of grabs your hand a little bit and twists you ever so slightly so that he can kind of get a look at your back. And he's like, you got to be worried about knives going in that direction.
I've been familiar with that danger for a very long time.
Understood.
Well, I hope at the end of tonight you'll still be around to help support it.
He kind of glances over, and the other 2 Brujah that are with him are mildly hooting and hollering a little bit as Harley is trying to herd the cats that Cassandra had delivered. And he notices that they're not paying attention necessarily anymore, and he does a quick kiss of your hand.
It was really nice to meet you.
You know what? You too.
Enjoy.
And he goes over and he joins in the hooting and hollering. And Harley, I'm going to get you to make a roll.
Okay.
I'm not sure what that roll is yet.
Okay.
Harley's going to get punched by a stripper now.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Or Dex Athletics.
Let's go with a charisma and persuasion.
And my -2 NOS modifier applies, yes?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It's a social roll.
I have no dice, sir.
Just roll a dice.
So take half?
Yeah, let's do a 50-50. Yeah, take half.
All right, so I'm rolling 1 die, and it's a hunger die because I'm at hunger 2.
Oh,
yep.
Shit. This is going to go so fantastic.
I'm taking off the leather.
Goodbye, clan leather.
I rolled an 8.
Nice.
I rolled an 8.
You mildly succeed. There's 3 ladies that are in this particular gaggle, and you're kind of you're leading one, and you got them by the shoulder, and you're kind of okay, come on over here.
No, cinnamon,
and then
cinnamon, no, leave, no.
One peels off on the right. And
Blossom, God damn it! God.
Run over, and you're herding. Yeah,
You-
it's like herding cats.
Okay, all right. Blossom, Cinnamon, you two. All right, the big guy in the brown leather coat, go hang on his arm. He has a lot of money and will, I don't know, whatever, just go.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah. And then one of them stops
Crystal!
and takes one of the roses out of the vase.
Oh, no, put that back. Put that back. No.
Oh, like this, and she puts it back, and as she's putting it back, it snaps, and it kind of falls over.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, no. That's fine.
Oh.
That's fine with me. I'm fine with this.
Oh.
I'm gonna walk by, just take the flower, like the snapped flower, and just walk away from that table. And I'm just gonna go find Elena. Did not be here.
Elena is watching very intently, and she is just.
Yep. I'm just walking away from it, just up to Elena with like a broken flower in my hand.
Oh.
That went
I
well.
like how everybody just went at a broken flower, like just like, oh my god.
It's the symbolism. Just walk up there. That went well.
It's good if it continues to go that well. I might have to be more proactive.
Break the rest of the stem off, like the rest of the broken stem off, and just.
Oh.
Thank you, Charlie.
That's the Bruja handled, I think.
Okay,
not-
well, we shall see if they are actually handled.
So far, so good.
Have you seen the gangrel yet?
No. But night's still going. We'll see them at some point. Florence is out back.
And she's gonna point to Cassandra, and she's just gonna say, Do you think that we might need to get her someone with a sedative in their blood at this point?
Not yet, but we'll let Maxine know to keep an eye on that.
That's probably a good idea to do.
Yeah.
After and she just kind of looks at the rose and nods over to and Blossom, whichever the fuck one it was that did it. She's just one more of these, and I would be very concerned that our sweet little Cassandra is not going to be very sweet and may turn into the Queen of Hearts rather than the One of Roses.
That was a good book.
Yes. I enjoyed it.
So, what is Charlotte doing during all of this?
The exact same spot, apparently doing nothing unless you saw anything interesting.
We're all just in holding patterns, waiting for our steps of the plan to arrive.
You're a well-oiled machine.
With broken roses.
Actually, that's what she did. She ordered for some more roses.
Perfect.
They'll be here soon.
Charlotte knows a guy that can deliver well past midnight.
Mm-hmm. When
I
you're
would
rich,
expect
there
less.
is no closing time.
So eventually, and it's almost as if he's able to sneak in without anybody noticing, but eventually you see a kind of large bit of plaid in the audience.
I think that's our guy.
Yes, I think you're correct.
Let's go talk.
Mm-hmm. And she's going to start walking towards the gangrel.
And I'll follow alongside her.
You may or may not have yeah, you've seen Bo and Rico in the past.
Mm-hmm.
This is a different kind of Bo and Rico. This is more plaid and just uncomfortableness than anything else at this particular point in time. Because he sticks out like a sore thumb in this particular area.
Just walk up to him. Hi, Rico.
You look like someone who's very out of your comfortability right now.
That's one way of putting it.
You want to be somewhere a little bit more casual than here?
Yes.
I have just a place.
I have a dog.
And I'm going to walk, just kind of motion for them to follow, and I'm going to walk towards my super awesome secret room.
Let's go. I'll catch up, and I'm actually going to cut around back, and I'm just going to like whistle for Florence to come in and just sort of like hug the wall. She'll use Silence of Death, just to stay out of like noticeability, just to follow up into said room.
He kind of tries to stick along with you, but he's not a small individual. And as you make your way kind of around the bar-ish area near the dance floor, somebody like just full on just like kind of trips a little bit and then dumps their drink all over him.
I'm guessing I heard that commotion, maybe?
Yeah.
I would have turned around and made my way to right there. Like, I don't know how far back he was, but I would have done my best to make sure I was there very quickly.
That was an amazingly fortunate roll. So he grabs them by the scruff and kind of lifts them off their feet. And he's looking at them like...
And Elena will come over and kind of lean over to him and just be, that's not necessary. You don't want to make a much bigger scene and then have more people like that tumbling over you.
You're lucky. And he lets them go, and they kind of scamper off.
All right, let's try a different approach here. This way instead. And I'm going to try to go around everybody instead of through.
At which point I imagine I'll be waiting for them outside of the door at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm just standing there with Florence.
Florence doesn't at all have the same reaction. Like, you've seen Florence react with Gangrel, and it's been kind of wary with even Gangrel, but with other kindred, Florence is just like not having really any of it. Mm-hmm. But with Bo and Rico, she walks right up to Bowen
mm-hmm.
and sniffs his hand, and he like pets her a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Good dog.
Elena has a bit of a frown to this for a second. Motherfucker.
That's Florence.
Hello, Florence. And Florence makes a little bit of noise. He's like, yeah, that's what I thought.
All right, come in here, and I'll open the door and go in and let them come in, and then as soon as everybody comes inside of the room, I will shut the door and lock it.
I'm going in with Florence, whispering to Florence, like, why can't you be that nice to all of my friends? And just into the room.
Because most of your friends are vampires.
Well, so is he. And just in we go.
Yeah, but he smells nice.
Oh. Work it out then.
But do you have a lot of pine, maybe? You could rub on all of your friends?
I can look into that.
Cool. All right, that might work.
All right, I hope you don't mind. I deadlock the door that way nobody would intrude.
Yeah, that's fine. I think I'm safe.
Yeah.
And as you'd say that, you see kind of like a shimmering come across him, kind of like a dropping of obfuscate. And he has like very, very pronounced eyebrows that are kind of growing a lot further out than they would on a normal human. And they're kind of like his face is kind of a wolf-like feature to it. Like the angles are a bit sharper. Kind of looks like he's a bit hairier than he really should be.
Like a neat trick.
Yeah, you pick him up after a while. You kind of need obfuscate to deal with the kind.
Yeah, it helps.
I can understand that. So, I don't intend on really wasting any time, so I hope you don't mind that I'm going to be very bold and to the point.
That is appreciated.
You seem like a straightforward guy.
So, it has come to my attention that there are others in the city that do not necessarily want to be part of the political aspects of kindred life, whether or not they are Gamaria or Anarch or Sabbat or whatever. And an idea was proposed that what if the city does not have to be Gamaria or Anarch or Sabbat? What if we were just
In Kanu?
Independent.
That's what I said.
more or less, more so ensuring that it is more often than not there are Gamaria that we find ourselves not liking or not trusting so much, or not knowing what exactly the Ivory Tower has planned or what they're wanting to do or what this prince wants to do here, and having to follow the lead of a prince that you may not exactly agree with. Or having anarchs running around doing what they do best and causing chaos and, for lack of a better term, anarchy. And then you have the Sabbat who, well, they just like to see the streets running red, do they not?
Lately, they've been mostly just running.
It's only a matter of time before they decide to turn back around and try running the other way. You've been in the city for a while, yeah?
Fair chunk.
How's it been working out for you, the way it's been?
It's been working. I wouldn't say well or quickly.
It's a lot easier when you just tackle your part of the problems and get what needs to be done, right? Dodge the red tape. Don't have to worry about the hierarchies and the fake hierarchies and who kisses up to who.
Certain clans, you always have to worry about that kind of thing.
What if you didn't?
I generally don't.
Generally. We're talking about insured. Didn't. Insured not.
How are you going to keep everybody in line?
Mutual agreements.
Smile over it.
Mutual agreements generally only work if everybody's mutually agreeing.
And
Why do you
that
think we're
is-
talking?
See the Sabbat for details.
Okay, so let's, for a moment. Right now, as things stand, should the Sabbat decide that they want to return, what do you think is going to happen here?
They're probably going to attack several waves.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to create a bunch of fucking shovel heads, and then we'll have to take them and put them out of their misery, protecting the Masquerade.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll send up a counterattack against them wherever they happen to be hiding out. 9 times out of 10, we wipe the fucking floor with them. But on that 10th time, they manage to overwhelm us, and we either have to run or the SI decides to wipe the fucking rest of us out.
And of course, that assumes that, half of that assumes that the situation is deemed relevant or important enough for group action, backup, assistance from the tower at large to actually launch said counterattack, assuming that they just don't want this city to handle it on itself.
Generally, me and my sheriffs and the Scourge are the counterattack.
Generally. How you like working with Hazun?
He's all right.
Just all right? Compared to previous?
Bastion,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she was all right.
Just all right.
Most princes are just all right, kid. At least in my experience.
How would you like to not have a prince to just be all right? Yeah.
Not settle for all right.
I'm going to give you an example. There is a place currently that it's a sort of ceasefire territory. Camaria. If there is still Sabbat there, I know the last time that I knew of it, saw it, there were, or anarchs. There is no fighting. There is mutual agreement that it is a sort of safe haven, if you will. That and it has stayed that way for quite some time, actually.
If you're talking about LA, that's just a pile of
No.
bullshit.
No.
Because those assholes are fighting each other all the time.
No,
No,
I'm talking
LA.
about
No.
not LA. Barcelona. Are you familiar with the place?
Outside of Vicky and Christina, no.
That is the one place that there is no back and forth or at each other's throats or warring or anything. It is just mutually agreed that each takes care of their own. It is understood that survival of the species, so to speak, is what is important and not destroying one another.
Look, Rico, it's not lost on us who we're talking to. I'm sure that you know that. And I feel like you know that we wouldn't be having this conversation with you if we didn't think that what we were saying made sense to you on some level.
On some level.
I don't want to be a pawn for other people. I don't want to be a pawn for the tower to move. And
It's all part of that jihad thing, isn't it?
And I'm personally tired of all the red tape that everybody seems to have. They just painted a different color and call it theirs.
Well, that's part of the problem with red tape, though, isn't it? With one particular ruler, like a prince, decisions can get done a little bit faster. Talking about a council, you got to get the council together, and then there's meetings about meetings, and I'm sure the Venture, the Blue Bloods, they'll be all over that shit like shit on Velcro.
Only if you're trying to follow the same exact path that everybody's already been taking, as opposed to people taking care of their own and coming together when something significant needs to be addressed. We already have domains that the Primogen look after, the Primogen are responsible for. They're responsible for maintaining it and their people, and they're responsible for overseeing any infractions against it. And they don't really come together unless there's something important to deal with. The system just sort of runs itself beyond that. So why have the tower stacked up higher on top of that when the machine is already running at the ground level?
We all have, at the very least, one common enemy. Every single one of us, including Sabat. We have the SI that we have to always take into consideration and try to keep from wiping us all out.
Yeah, they've been fucking around here a little bit lately, and they captured one of my deputies a few weeks back.
What was the name?
The deputy or the very dead SI agents?
Well, the deputy, if he's still AWOL, but if not, then nothing to worry about.
No, she's fine. It was Blackhawk.
We've met a handful of people the few times that we've cleared out SI holdings in the city. How many times has it been, Elena? Is it 2, 3 that we've had to?
I think so.
About that? One of them came to us.
3, I think.
One of them came to us, and then we went to the other one, and we wiped out that station, and then
they seem to like North Van for some reason.
Yeah, we cleared out one of those areas. Like we said, we're already handling things. Why put a Jenga tower on top of it?
Can you imagine how much more effective we could be if we weren't also fighting against, let's say, the Anarchs? Should the Sabbat decide that they want to state their claim here? If we didn't have to deal with the Anarchs as potential enemies and us having to fight them because the tower says no Anarchs, and the SI, well, that's one less enemy that we have to work with, dealing with. Instead, we all work together.
The Anarchs about this?
They're next.
Well, there aren't many left.
They'll be easy to talk to them then, wouldn't it? They have a lot of the same concepts that we do at their core. Like I said, they just paint their red tape a different color.
Yeah, I suppose.
And let's be honest, how many of them do you think actually really enjoy having a baron?
Well, then who would be in charge of their particular sections?
Clan for clan.
It is an interesting idea.
Thought you might think so.
Let me know how the conversation with the Anarchs goes.
We can do that. So far, the conversation with everybody else has gone pretty well.
When you get a phone?
I do.
Elena will take a step back.
Yeah, I'll pull the phone out from the pocket away from Elena.
He types in his number.
Mm-hmm.
Contact me after you've had the meeting with the Anarchs.
Can do. I'm gonna send a text message to him with just like a mirror emoji.
You hear a and he like reaches into the pocket of his like combat pants and he like flips open the exact same phone that Elena has.
I was about to say, oh, I have that same one.
He's like, the hell is that?
I'll refrain from those in the future, now that I know.
Okay, it's something called an emoji. I don't know. I don't really see them either, but apparently everybody else does.
Kids
it's okay.
these days.
I know, right?
You know, it's okay. The text message that you can't read, that's me. Now you know.
I do have one question for you though, before we depart, and you're welcome, of course, to stay and enjoy the festivities that are happening. But if you do not want to, if you don't feel comfortable, it is all right for you to not stay. It is completely your decision. Have you seen Hazun lately?
Not for a while. Not at the Elysium, anyway. Get the odd message here and there letting me know what particular people have breached the Masquerade, and then I go and dispatch them.
How do you know they've breached the Masquerade?
The prince is getting direct input on that?
He's got his fingers in a bunch of different pies, as far as I know.
Interesting.
I'm the sheriff. I don't really deal with the whats and wherefores of who breaches what. I just get pointed in a direction, and then what I'm pointed at generally goes away.
What do you do if your direction is pointed to somebody that you actually trust, like one of your own?
Usually I kill him.
Loyal.
What if you had a choice?
He does.
I do.
That's why we're having the conversation, because he had a choice.
You have another choice. You can actually consider the proposal, or you can remain loyal to Hazun. But I would also caution you to also remember that it wasn't too terribly long ago that Hazun was on a different team.
Go on.
It's interesting, isn't it? That Bastian, she was with him, wasn't she, when the explosion happened? And then suddenly, poof, and Hazun is prince.
Well, I was in the back room with a bunch of thin bloods.
Mm-hmm.
We remember. That's how we met you. The aftermath.
Curious, is it not?
Assumed he just teleported away.
Has anybody found anything to suggest that What might have become of the prince?
As far as I can tell, pretty much when we get exploded, we get exploded.
But they were right next to each other. They were together.
Were they?
The information that we have suggests as much.
The information we had suggested they were very close.
Like, how close?
Close enough that only one didn't have to make it out. So if only one did make it out, it was intentional.
And considering the history of the one, I would say that it stands reason to be curious as to why one did make it out.
I'm not going to level an accusation like that unwarranted, but as you may have noticed, numbers are kind of my thing. And I work in probability and odds. And I find that the easiest way to work the odds is to just take the most likely one. Take the easiest one. It's usually that one.
What are you saying?
We're saying that the odds of Hazoon being in the same room as Prince Bastion the night that everything blew up, followed very abruptly by Hazoon being Prince, odds of that being coincidental are low, statistically speaking. Malicious or self-preservation, hard to say, but it doesn't just happen with a coin flip. Again, if somebody that powerful can escape, they don't have to do it on their own. They choose to.
All right. I'll consider what you've said, what you've suggested.
It's worth, I think, consideration as the sheriff. And everything else worth consideration as the primogen. And like I said, it's not lost on us who you are. It's not lost on us that if we didn't think that you were the kind of person to take this sort of conversation with a heavy dose of consideration, this would be a very stupid move on our part. But I like our odds.
You are a numbers guy.
He's very good at the numbers.
It's good to see you, Rico.
It's good to see the rest of you in one piece.
You take care of yourself. And again, should you decide you want to stay and enjoy the festivities, you are very welcome. If you choose not to, also, it is your choice.
And either way, I'll be in touch.
And he's going to turn around and leave.
In the moment the door closes, I'm just going to deflate.
You did very well, Charlie. I'm very proud of you.
Why did we have to talk to the sheriff?
Would you rather Harley talk to the sheriff?
No.
That is why we talked to the sheriff.
It did good. It did good. It did good. It did good. You did good.
Thank you. Now it's just a matter of seeing where the coin, as you said, falls.
And then we see what all of those mysterious anarchs think.
I really don't want to have to kill a bunch of anarchs because they're trying to throw a wrench into this idea.
I don't think we have to. I think we can probably change some minds.
I think we can too. And if we can't do it, then maybe Cassandra's can do it.
We can be persuasive.
That we can. Come on, we better get out of here before whatever else can happen out there with the others.
More broken flowers.
Oh dear.
I'll just pet Florence and let her know that she can hang here if she wants to. And I'll
when you do that, Elena's just gonna be look down at you could have let me pet you, but you got her straight to him. What the fuck, Florence?
She's a vampire. Doesn't she know she's a vampire? Like, get her away from me, please.
We all are. So
if it's cool,
so is he.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here.
We'll get you some. We'll get you some pine. We'll get you some pine.
It's okay. Just get her away from me. That'd be great. Thanks.
Hey, and I'll like take Elena like just put my arm like around her. Like, we'll get you some pine. She likes pine. This is the new discovery.
Doesn't it smell like a tree?
Apparently,
just a little bit. I thought it smelled like a tree.
No, not like all.
He didn't smell like a tree.
Apparently he smelled a little bit like one. So just a little bit, like a dab. Just walking or talking.
He has a musk. Is what? Yeah.
They'll leave the room.
After he left the room, Bowen made his way to Cassandra. You have interesting friends.
Rather fond of them myself.
And this is in full view of Charlotte.
Everything's in full view of Charlotte.
Yes.
They have interesting ideas.
They're forward thinkers.
There's something. But tread carefully.
You didn't like what you heard?
I didn't say that. Interesting ideas tend to get people killed.
Seems like a lot of things get people killed in Vancouver.
Fair. So, do you share these ideas?
I'm malleable. I've spent a lot of time in a lot of places, and nothing ever really changes from one city to the next, 1 year to the next. It would be different. And I think everyone's chomping at the bit for a little bit of different. Otherwise, people are just going to keep dying trying to uphold the status quo we all hate.
Sometimes status quos can be useful.
True. But sometimes they've been around a little too long. And I think we're starting to see the cracks coming through. Where are half of the Primogen? Where's the prince? Where's all this control coming from without controllers?
Well, bring up some interesting points. And with that, and I put my glasses on for a very specific reason just there, he actually reaches in the inside, and you can't quite tell where he pulls this out from. And he's like, from what I recall of genteel society, it's customary to bring the host as a gift. And he pulls out a flower, which is a fairy lantern, which is an ethereal looking flower that's a perennial herb, and it's rather long, branching stem, and it has leaves that grow kind of pinkish in hue.
It's beautiful.
Do what I can.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And with that, he leaves.
What an interesting person.
So what is everybody else doing now that, we can let off some stress?
Assuming that that Harley's second mark still hasn't shown up, he would have, once the Bruja have been handed off to the girls or the other way around.
Yeah.
More of a mutual handoff.
Yeah. Harley's gonna make his way up, and he's gonna sit down next to Charlotte.
Oh, you look so nice in your little monkey suit.
It's actually, doing the whole t-shirt instead of the collar and tie. It's actually not that bad.
You look like a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, I kind of I'm opening in Vegas next weekend, baby. Yeah, no. So things are okay.
They seem to be going well.
The Brujas, he seems to be receptive to the idea.
As we expected.
Right, and I mean, I didn't lay it on too thick. Fucking Bruja. You just need to point them in the right direction and say, go get them. So, I don't know. I made sure to compartmentalize, so the only name that ever really got mentioned was Nick Sedan, and I mean, who's gonna say boo to her? Really? But
I feel very comfortable with where we're at.
I do too. This did we actually make a plan and have it actually go through?
Upon the mention of the word Nixodon,
Damn it, Harley!
right behind Harley and within the field of vision of Charlotte, there is a rather tall, close to 7 foot tall, just draped all in black individual that appears right behind Harley.
Speak of the devil.
Ma'am. Thank you for attending.
I had to pay my respects.
And it's your presence is greatly appreciated, ma'am. I understand that this was an inconvenience, and Cassandra will greatly appreciate you attending.
Cassandra's up top, I believe. Yes.
Where did Cassandra end up at?
That's a storyteller question.
Oh, Cassandra's out in the doing the meet and greet and handshaking and no babies, but the handshaking.
Shaking babies and kissing hands, yeah.
Getting hands kissed, pulling people too close.
Do you want me to go get her?
If you could.
Of course, ma'am. And Harley will make his way down, and Cassandra's not hard to spot.
It's the tiara.
So I kind of sidle up next to her and trying to be as unobtrusive as possible. I don't want to interrupt whatever conversation she's having with whoever. But I kind of come up real close and get right up into Cassandra's ear. Next to Donna's ear. She's upset. Bam! I'm not obfuscated this time. Yeah. And Harley's nose is still broken. He hasn't bothered healing it yet. Hey, Nick Sedan is upstairs and she wants to pay her respects.
Okay.
And I offer Cassandra my elbow, and I will escort her up.
And I will take Harley's elbow, no hesitation, no shame.
Mm-hmm.
What a statement.
Mm-hmm. And I will...
He just plumed out like a peacock there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sandra, the people's Toreador.
I'm getting like
that's the message.
Oh, welcome to my new title.
But I'll lead her upstairs, and I will lead her over to wherever Nixodon is currently perched, which I'm assuming is right by Charlotte still.
Right by Charlotte. Yeah.
Have you been enjoying the fresh air, Nixodon? Good.
No, show her Dogecoin.
She invented Dogecoin.
And it would be Dino Coin.
So Harley will come up with and maybe we catch that really awkward exchange, and maybe this is like maybe one of 3 words that Nixodon has maybe spoken the entire time.
Yeah, she hasn't like every attempt to engage Nixodon from Charlotte is just like kind of met with a wall of force. Like, just leave me alone.
But she tries again every minute.
Yeah.
So Harley, once we get to the top of the stairs, Harley releases his arm and kind of gestures, not obscenely, grandly, sarcastically. No, just very like, there you go.
Nixodon, I honestly didn't expect you to come. I'm honored.
I had to make an appearance.
I appreciate it. The whole coterie will.
Will they?
I think so.
You have interesting ideas.
I agree.
I wanted to tell you in person that we will definitely support said ideas.
That's phenomenal to hear. Your support will mean a great, great deal.
And she turns and then she disappears.
That was 100% a win. Absolutely, we chalk that up as a win.
Wits and awareness.
Both of
Damn it.
all of us.
Anyone who's on the
Accuracy.
top who is looking down upon the bottom part.
I think
Elena,
that,
what room
I
do we
think
come
we're on
out
the
of?
top.
Okay.
I think that our stuff
Yeah,
is on the top.
you would be
as well,
on the
yeah.
top, yeah.
Okay, so we're then coming out to join up with the others at this point. 8 critical, how's that?
You are very aware, sir.
That is more than
Sounds
enough.
like a large number.
3 and 4.
What the fuck?
Charlie would definitely notice this first. You look down on the crowd, and there are the tables set up, and it seems every piece that Cassandra has laid out, every set piece has shifted in some way. There is one that is, again, it's twisted in the other direction from what Cassandra saw before. The pyramid of glasses is missing one of them that looks increasingly like it's going to fall over and topple. There's one that is missing a flower in a very kind of semi-noticeable, like you notice it, but someone else might not, position. And the twists, because you're a numbers person, the twists in degrees are 3, 1, 4. And since you scored so many friggin' successes, you hear in the back of your mind, oh shit, that was a great gag.
Whose job was that?
Elena's just gonna lean over to Harley and she's gonna. There was a Nosferatu that I talked to earlier. We had an understanding things like this would not happen, and if they did, then I would be looking for them.
Okay.
I think it is time for me to find them before Cassandra loses her resolve.
I'm just gonna go. Everybody, just wait here. I'm going to
Fix all of those things?
Yeah.
Is that what the end of that sentence was?
Yeah.
I hope that's what the end of that sentence was.
part of it. The other part is I'm going to see if somebody down there actually saw what the hell happened, and I'm gonna walk down. Before I go fix everything, I'm gonna go walk up to Maxine. And go, hi.
Fixing it.
Yeah, what's up, kid?
So first, anybody interesting?
That tall lady that was up there, she's kind of interesting.
Absolutely.
That Bowen guy, he was here too.
Yes, great. We are on the same page. I like that. So, second part, I'm going to point towards like the glass pyramid and the vases and whatnot and go, have you seen whoever keeps touching these things?
No, I've been too busy slinging fucking whatever they call Cosmo Teen Cosmos or whatever.
Okay.
Neapolitans.
Sure, that.
Oh, hi. Okay.
Teen Neapolitans, whatever. You
So
know.
nobody hovering around in a particular fashion?
Nope.
Great. If you happen to notice it, or if you just happen to notice something suddenly out of place, make a note, if you wouldn't mind. I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, sure. I'm I got the drinks to take care of down
Great.
here.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna wander off to just start moving things back.
I'm standing there watching Charlie readjusting the vases and just kind of looking at Elena like, well, okay, if you read someone the riot act, do you honestly think they'd be stupid enough to do this after you've threatened them?
That person, probably not. But I also told them to ensure that the rest of you follow suit, or that one was going to be the one I was going to find.
We're not the only ones really good at hiding in plain sight, though. I'll look into it, by all means. I will do that right now, actually. I will check and see this.
That would be a good idea. And just for good measure, should anybody that is responsible for that is just hanging around right now, waiting to see what reactions are going to come out of Cassandra or myself or you or anything else. I just have one question. Are you familiar with what a blood eagle is?
Yeah, I've seen the show.
I wasn't talking to you. That is rhetorical to whoever is
Talking
potentially standing around, unable to be seen.
I'm going to take out my phone, and I'm going to check the message boards. I'm going to check the SharkNet network and see what the scuttlebutt and the hubbub is right now.
And I'm going to lean over to Cassandra and she's like, do you know that thing that you can do sometimes where you can see things that are not able to be seen normally?
Yes.
You should try to do that now and let me know if there is something that is hiding.
Charlotte is behind Cassandra, just like trying to relax her tense shoulders.
It's going poorly.
Don't react. Don't react.
I bet that's what Charlie wanted me to do that like 3 hours ago.
You don't have to admit that you were wrong.
I wasn't wrong.
Okay, so maybe
so now I'm going to do the thing.
3 hours ago probably wasn't a good time for him to ask you that, but now is a very good time for you to do it.
So, as this exchange is occurring, as we are somewhat drawing to the end of this particular game evening, the doors, which had been, kind of closed a little bit, there's been, a crack open to make sure that the humans don't overheat, stuff like that, let a little air in. The doors almost burst open. And through the doors, the mysterious C for the people playing the home game walks in. And for Charlie and Cassandra, you recognize this particular person instantly. They are Connor Leelout, Cassandra's sire, and he has activated Majesty, which absolutely destroyed any roll that I've ever done in the past. I have like 12 successes on this roll. It was a critical.
And the glass that I was holding from the glass pyramid just shatters in my hand.
And on his arm is a red-headed woman in a red flowy dress, and that has a tiara that is slightly larger than Cassandra's.
Don't react. Don't react. Don't react.
And that
I'm going to kill everyone in the room.
Is where we will draw a close to this particular episode.
Elena's gonna fucking kill somebody. That's just what's gonna happen.
Not if Charlie does first.
Cassandra does first.
No. See, we don't want you to get your hands dirty. We're trying to make you have a good night.
Yep.
Yeah.
All of us are trying really hard.
Ignore Charlie bleeding from the hand in the middle of the floor right now.
I don't know. I think I like Cassandra too.
Remember how Elena freaked out and bit all those people? That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
That seems like an interesting plan. Yes.
I'm literally not even going to roll against. I'm not even going to try to roll against that. I don't have enough dice.
No.
Even if you got a critical on every dice, I don't think it'll work.
It wouldn't. I don't have enough dice.
Nope,
that
just
only gonna
self need a bigger tiara.
Is that only gonna affect like the bottom floor, or is that gonna affect
that
the
affects
top floor?
everybody in visual range?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he cranked that out. And since he was walking, like, it's one of those things where I kind of like to, in game, have a reason for spending willpower. So it was one of those situations where he's like, he knows he's going in to fuck shit up.
Mm.
So he dropped willpower on that.
Mhm.
He's like, I want to be super presence. So let's do. Go ahead.
I'm gonna fucking kill someone. That's what's gonna happen.
We're all continuing to try to roleplay over your Claire of end of game.
Yes, so we're all just like, fuck this. We're gonna kill this person. That's what's gonna happen.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Let's affect Florence.
Yeah, stick Florence on that asshole.
Florence is just like,
she's in.
Oh,
she's
she
in the
smells
other.
good too.
She's in the other room.
Right.
with that many successes, it wouldn't matter.
The whole city.
So thank you, everybody, for coming in and watching the show. Sorry, you were saying?
I was just gonna say, what dice pool do I need to have? Do I need to be rolling to like go against this?
Composure resolve.
Composure resolve.
I don't have enough dice.
How much willpower? Now, if I get all criticals, I could totally do it. How much willpower can I burn on this?
Just the one per roll.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Yep.
Until next time, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll do a quick roundtable, letting everybody know where we can be found and whatnot. Let's start off with Primogen Charlotte.
Who's that?
Soon to be.
Soon to be Primogen.
Hi, I'm Brennan. You can find me on my Twitter and my links. They're all there. I don't know what I'm doing.
There. Yeah,
one
that
of
way.
many directions.
It's one of those
Anywhere.
directions. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm sleepy. You guys go ahead.
Other Primogen Charlie.
Hey, I'm Zachary Vaudo. That's my Twitter handle. There's probably links over that way. Tuesdays, you can find me on ATL by Night, twitch.tv/ATL by Night. We're in our 5th season, 8 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday. If you want to catch up on the past 4 seasons, we have a recap show that we made recently. You could just catch up on 4 seasons worth of show in about the length of time of a show and a half. It's really fun. Maybe a little bit more. You can find me on Gehenna Gaming. I just recently did a one-shot called Legend of the Scarlet Coffin with them, where I played an Anarch La Sombra in the Old West. And it hasn't been fully announced yet, but you can find me on Gehenna Gaming again very soon in the near future. And I'll probably be talking about that next week.
And other Primogen Elena.
Hi, everybody. I'm Samantha McLarty. I was Elena Cortez de La Sombra Primogen. That is really wanting to kill somebody right now. Anyways, though, my link tree should be in the chat somewhere. Yeah, you can find me at all those things. I've got a, buy me a coffee. I love coffee. Subscribe, do the Patreon thing, subscribe, all the fun shit. I'm also on Martlet doing some fun
everything.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm playing a fantastic 1918 version, 18's version of a Ventru, a very, very, very Ventru.
The nicest Ventru ever.
The nicest Ventru ever. Yeah, that's me. I am also on a fun little. We can talk. Yes, we can. We've hinted about it all fucking session, so I can say it. Yeah. If you do the Patreon, then you will have access to that super secret Ventru board meeting that was mentioned earlier.
It's true.
And you might see some familiar faces. That's all I'm going to say on that. Other than that, yeah, the link tree. Do the thing. Just S. McLarty is my socials. Have fun. I'm out.
Other Primogen Harley.
Hi, Patrick Gill, creative director at Martlet Games. Link tree's in the chat. Down below is my Twitter handle. I've used Twitter more in like the past month than I have in the past 2 years put together. So yeah, hooray for social media hustle. Anyways, Oh, gee. We've got London's Bleeding, Wednesday nights, 8:30 p.m. Central. Episode 4 will be showing this Friday, which will be the halfway mark through the season. The episode 3 was that was the domino that just kind of like ticks everything else going forward. So VODs on YouTube, which is in my link tree. We are actually recording that. This is going to be technically tonight. We should be recording right now, actually, or be done recording, hopefully, for our Sabbat thing. Our little Sabbat.
Yeah, it's late.
Yeah.
I totally didn't realize that's what you were talking about because I was like,
yeah,
probably super late to record now, isn't it?
No. The Sabbat thing. We're doing a Sabbat 2 shot,
right,
a two-parter. We've got our dear friend Zach will be joining as our pack priest, and then we've got our dear friend Samantha. Actually, I'm pointing at the screen share, so Zach's up there, yeah. Sam's there. Sam will be playing our pack. I just pronounce it Ductus, or you could go Ductus if you want to go like hardcore Latin. But yeah, no, so there's that. There's the Cult of the Blood Gods game going on over at Onyx Path that will be starting here in the near future-ish. We'll start recording in about 3 weeks. We're busy. It's been a very busy couple of weeks. Good night.
And last but certainly not least, Cassandra won.
Don't like that.
Feature 1.
Hi, I'm Lex. I was Cassandra, the People's Primogen to be. You can pretty much just catch me here. I'm not doing anything else fun or exciting like everyone else yet, but I am still plugging away at my horror game. And next week, I will have links to my brand new book that is coming out when Hell Freezes Over. It will be out as this is airing, which is super exciting. So I will be putting links over. Yes. Yay, I'm pointing the right way. Mm-hmm. I will be putting links over there for the first book when this is airing. And then next week, I will be putting up links for the second book in the series. And that is me.
And this guy is Storyteller Steve. You just saw me on the Vancouver Delve into Darkness, which is back to its noon. We are at 3 p.m. PST, and then we're going to raid over to Rolling D's 20s over in a couple seconds to help out Prince, who was in Delve into Darkness. So, yeah, we have some exciting news coming up. We can't say anything about it just yet. We're still hammering out final details. But we have the D&D game on Tuesdays. We have another D&D game starting up on Sundays. We're going to be maybe doing a horror game. I don't know. Nudge, nudge to Lex.
I'm getting to it. Stuff's hard. Writing's hard.
We may even have some other World of Darkness things that are coming up soon with some other people who I've accidentally gotten back into role-playing and are now bitten by the bug and want to be like, I want to play everything. So yeah, we are working on some exciting shit. So yeah, tune into all that. Follow me on that. It's over there. Possibly, I don't know. Go with the Patreon. Come to the Venture meeting. There's going to be other clan meetings coming soon. Possibly some Toreador stuff. Maybe some Malkavians mixed in there. The La Sombra just going to be like a blank screen. It'll be great.
TR is required for the Toreador meeting.
TR is required?
Tiara is required. It's not black tie, it's tiara level.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you back here next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey.